Hello, I'm back with another episode of The Wonderkin Show. Yo, it's your boy Nitro, and look, we're gonna touch on once again another topic that came up a couple days ago, but I kind of waited to talk on it simply because I kind of wanted to tear it apart. And I didn't want anybody else, influencing my take. The other day, First Take did a take saying that they would rather build a team. Dan Orvlosky would rather build a team with Joe Burrow than Lamar Jackson. And I said, okay, that's weird. I mean, Joe Burrow right now, it's taking more talent around him than Lamar. But, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what they're saying. And this was the reasoning that he gave during First Take of why he would rather build with a Joe Burrow than a Lamar Jackson. Check this out right now.
Box yourself in a little bit schematically. When you draft Lamar, you're going to run a very specific system, and you got to draft people that have to thrive in that very specific system. And that does, I don't want to say minimize or hinder you, but it does kind of crystallize kind of who you have to be offensively. Joe does not do that to you. Lamar's a superstar, but I would build around Joe.
Yeah. Hey, yo. I'm about to stick holes all through this tape. And the reason why, because usually Don Orvlosky, he's usually defending Lamar and stuff like that. But this is a horrible take from him. And I'm going to give you the perfect reason why. And it's one word. Or two, technically. The Eagles. That team should have put this topic or this narrative to bed. Jalen Hurts was one of the most scrutinized QBs in the league. Even more than Lamar Jackson. Right? They said that they didn't believe he could play. They said he was a fullback playing quarterback. That's what they said. Right? And what did they do? What did the team do while he was on his rookie deal? They went on and got A.J. Brown. They already had a number one receiver on the team who won a Heisman at the receiver position. But you know what they did? They said, no. We're not going to give up on you. We're going to give you a good O-line. We're going to give you good running backs. And we're going to give you stars at the wide receiving position. And their tight end is nothing to sneeze at because the new tight end that's coming up, they felt so comfortable with them. That's the reason why they got rid of Hurts. And Hurts is a good tight end. What has happened with the Philadelphia Eagles this year with Jalen Hurts being surrounded by talent? And Jalen Hurts is not the player that Lamar is. Oh, I want to know. Because I know you know. See, this is my problem with people making a narrative and ignoring common sense, right? Lamar has less weapons, less talent, and a poorer defense than these other teams. And he is expected to still thrive. Now, is Lamar perfect? No. No one is saying that. Does he miss throws sometimes? Every great QB does. You saw Josh Allen lose a game from a wide open pass to the flat. He threw it into the dirt. Patrick Mahomes has thrown so many almost interceptions this year. I count at least 6 or 7. They all throw the ball sometimes bad. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. That's what quarterbacks do. He's the only one who's ungodly scrutinized for his mistakes. And he's going to make mistakes because he's not a robot and he's not perfect. But he's asked to do more than all of these other players. And check this out. You're talking about not only the level of talent. The team committed to this style because they want to run the ball. If you put Lamar Jackson in a Prostyle offense, he's still going to be top 10 in rushing. He ran a pro-style offense in college. Oh, y'all forgot about that, right? Let's just ignore that. He ran in a pro-style offense with a former pro coach. And he did it effectively, winning the Heisman. And the year after his Heisman, his statistics were actually better. I'm so tired of this, oh, you know, he's a superstar, but it's cap and it's crap. Let me tell y'all something right now. I don't want to hear that Josh Allen only has Diggs. No, he does not. Do you know what they gave him? They gave him Diggs, and then he has Gabriel Davis, and then he has other weapons around that player that makes that offense go. Do you know what Patrick Mahomes had from the beginning of his career? Tyreek Hill, and guess who? Right? The tight end, Kelsey, right? You look at Herbert, who has he had? You look at Joe Burrow, who has he had? You look at Derek Carr, who does he have? And now Jalen Hurts has what he has. You know how crazy it is? Let me tell you why. I'm going to show you how stupid this take was. If you remember during the offseason when everybody thought Debo was going to force his way out of San Francisco. Do y'all remember that? Everybody said if he made his way to Baltimore, they would break the league. A weapon like Debo next to a player like Lamar would be unfair. And that these teams should try whatever they do to not let Baltimore get that player. I wonder why. Because he's that type of player. When you look at Lamar Jackson, out of all the QBs in the league, he affects the game the most. Doesn't matter if he has a porous line, you know, subpar weapons. He can make something out of nothing. The problem with the Ravens are they're okay with him always making something out of nothing. The only true wide receiving target that he's had on this team is Mark Andrews, and that's from the tight end position. I said to somebody the other day, right? I said, if you took another quarterback and gave him these weapons, you would say he has no weapons. You're only saying that with Lamar because he makes so much happen. That's why. There's no other part to it. His greatness covers up the deficiencies of the Ravens. That's not conjecture, that's fact. Bad defense, Porsche O-line, not that good at running backs, subpar wide receivers. No pass rush. You know what's funny? Even the other day, right? Some other people were saying, you know, Lamar, you know, he just needs to score more. Bro, I want y'all to understand something. If Lamar scored like he's been doing at the beginning of games to the end of games, the Ravens would be averaging like 45 or 50 points a game. How realistic is that? Think about it for a second. Just think. Think about what you're asking of that one player. Now you're saying, look, the team isn't that good, so you're just gonna have to score points. Name another quarterback that's averaged 40 points a game. You can't. But that's what you're asking. That's what you're saying about Lamar. Oh, the offense should score more points and they wouldn't have a problem. Think about this real quick. They lost, what was it, 20 to that. So if they scored 2 more times in that game, that would have been around 30-something points. If they would have scored 1 more time or 2 more times in the Miami game, that would have been almost 50 points. You get where I'm going with this? The average amount of points that you would be asking from it is ungodly. And I think they're already the highest scoring team or second highest scoring team in the league. And you're saying, yo, do more. Hey, yo, that's crazy. Jalen Hurts should let you guys know that if you surround a quarterback that can, I mean, any quarterback with weapons. If they can move, if they can't move, there will be success. Joe Burrow's success is very dependent on having 3 number 1 receivers. They don't point that out, though. Do you know how hard it is to get 3 number 1 receivers on your team? The only other player I can remember that's had that in the past 15 years has been Brady in the Bucks. When Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, and I forgot the other guy's name. Starts with a G. That's it. You're not naming another quarterback that has 3 legit number 1 receivers. It doesn't happen very often in the history of the NFL. But Joe Burrow got it. And they sorely and solely put the onus of winning games on him. They win because of Joe. Joe Cool. Burr. Seriously? Stop capping. He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback yet. But whatever. Look at the Herbert comparisons. They got Herbert ranked 3rd or 4th quarterback in the league. Look at the weapons he has. What has he achieved? They gloss past the lack of team success when it comes to Herbert. Right? Hasn't even made the playoffs. But we'll hold that to a detriment to Lamar. That's my problem. I'm not saying that Lamar Jackson's perfect, and I'm not saying you can't critique sometimes when he has bad games. I'm saying that what you guys are saying are just flat out wrong. Instead of keeping it analytical and being honest with your statements, you guys always give, half compliments. It's a you treat it up like a compliment, but it's really a side compliment. Like, it's almost like a diss too. Like, man, y'all need to stop capping, man. It's ridiculous. And it needs to stop. He's a generational player whose team has not surrounded him with the talent that he deserves. Look at Tua. Jesus. Yo, his team said, he can't throw the ball that well deep. Let's get him playmaker that can just make something out of nothing. They didn't give him 1 of those. They gave him 2 of those. What's Miami doing? You get where I'm coming from? You see where I'm coming from with this? I don't want to hear, you have Bateman. Bateman with next to a veteran receiver, I would take. Because Bateman's no scrub. But just saying Bateman by himself with a and Duve's been playing very well. He has been, and hopefully, he continues with his trajectory going up. But Duve is not these other guys yet. At least not yet. Hopefully, I pray to God he becomes it. Jesus, God, I do. I pray. I pray he becomes the next Debo/Tyreek Hill. I'm dead serious with you. But at this point, it's only having hope. They have established stars on those teams, either by trade, free agency. And that's what they did to their star young QBs to give them the best chance of success in the NFL. You just sometimes can't be so cheap. I have a question for y'all. Right? If you took Jalen Hurts off of Philly and you put Lamar Jackson, what do you think Philly would be as a team? You see why I say that take that Dan Orvlosky said was stupid now? Because if you take Lamar Jackson off the Ravens and drop him into the Philadelphia Eagles, you're saying Super Bowl for years to come. But I'm crazy. I'm sick in the head. Something's wrong with me. You know what the problem is? Let me tell you what the problem is. A lot of y'all is too toxic. You guys are venomous. You feed and live off of the toxicity of the internet. Your pH level's off. Oh, God. You need to be regulated. It's a sickness, I'm telling you. But it is what it is. And my QB is going to keep balling out. And like I said, I picked them to go to the Super Bowl this year. But that's solely on the back of Lamar Jackson. Because I think he's going to have one of the greatest QB seasons of all time. And that's what it's going to take to get this team to the Super Bowl. Nothing less. It's going to take him literally being Superman every single game. No reprieve given. And if he half steps, trips, falls, the team falls. Other teams have players that if the QB is not playing that well, as long as the ball gets into their hand, they have a chance to win. Philly has A.J. Brown for that. Tyreek Hill, you seen what he did to, oh my God, what he did to us and to other teams. Miami got, of course, him. Deebo Samuel for the San Francisco 49ers. Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd for the Bengals. It's sickening the amount of depth that these other teams have at these positions. And you will have other Raven fans, the Purple Patrol, get mad for other fans calling it out. Just give him the weapons he needs. Nobody is saying that Bateman wasn't a good pick. I thought Bateman was an amazing pick. But imagine Bateman next to a veteran receiver. A veteran receiver with Bateman and Duve. Tell me that's not a good receiving core. It's a great receiving core. The problem is that y'all are like, no, everything is good enough. I said this before. The Baltimore good enoughs. You sometimes just be great at it. Just be great. Get out of your own way. Stop thinking that you have to always be the smartest person in the room and make, oh, this is just going to be the move that no one thought. No, sometimes the easiest play is just that, the easiest play, the most easy decision. Look, thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing love to the Wonderkin Show. Thank you for watching my beautiful mug. Give you this content until I'm content. But yo, listen, that's another episode of the Wonderkin Show. Thank you for showing love. Please like and subscribe and show some people some love. There's too much toxicity in this world. Too much toxicity. Way too much. Y'all names should be Venom. With a long time. We are Venom. Yo. Well, thank you once again for showing up. Like and subscribe. It was your boy Nitro with another episode of the Wonderkin Show. And you could be any of the world, but you're here with me. But now you got to go. And y'all knows my slogan. Peace. I'm gonna do it again. Peace. And I'm out. Yerp.